Hi everyone, it's Lana here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. This is Lana's Summertime. So in today's video, I want to talk about something that I believe is life-changing. This topic that we're going to talk about in this video literally has the ability to turn your life around and bring you everything you've ever wanted. We're talking about lucky girl syndrome. To me, it's just a case of being a lucky girl, getting everything you want, manifesting your dream life. Harper's Bazaar defines lucky girl syndrome as essentially manifesting that is focused on luck. I think there's a lot more to it. This one isn't only for the girls. I say lucky girl syndrome because that's kind of the buzzword on this topic right now. But this video is really going to be about how you can manifest good luck in your life, whoever you are. You don't have to be a girl. We don't have to call it a syndrome. That's just kind of the trending term. So what I will say is this video is evidence-based. I have based all of the points in this video on this book that I read. This is The Luck Factor by Dr. Richard Wiseman. All of his studies are backed up by research from psychologists and experts in the field. So we can move on knowing that there is real science to back this and I haven't just pulled it out of thin air. So let's get into it. I am going to talk to you about 4 principles of luck. Inside these 4 principles, they can be broken down even further and we will break them down as we get to them. So let's get into it. Okay, so principle number 1 then is to maximize your opportunity to receive good luck. They say that lucky people create, notice, and react to the lucky opportunities in their life. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to create lucky opportunities first of all. So have you ever heard the phrase, it's not what you know, it's who you know? Well, that is very true. In the book, they talk about cultivating a social network, making friends. The psychologist in the book discovered that the more people that the lucky people met, the greater chance they have of running into somebody that has a positive impact on their lives. If you're a hermit at home and you never talk to anybody, it's very difficult to come across a lucky situation because so many opportunities in life are brought to us by the people in our lives. So how can you improve your social network? How do we make new friends? So first of all, you have to be outgoing. You have to go to places. You have to say yes if somebody invites you somewhere, and you have to offer up an alternative date if you can't make it. That's kind of the basis to even making a new friend. You have to smile, you have to have outgoing body language. Don't be closed off, don't be on your phone, don't be scowling at people, don't have the RBF. You need to then maintain your friends. So you really have to check in on them. It's really easy just to shoot them a message on their birthday, send them a card at Christmas, reach out to them for a coffee, maintain that social network, babe. The next point within this first principle is that you need to notice when lucky opportunities are coming your way. And the best way to actually be able to notice a lucky opportunity is to relax. So imagine you're hurrying down the street, you're stressed, you're late, you just got tunnel vision, you're just trying to get somewhere. You are probably going to step in a puddle and you're going to call it unlucky. You get on the wrong bus and you're going to call that unlucky. When really, if you had just sort of relaxed, you could have stepped outside of the puddle, you could have checked the bus and just calm down, relax a little bit. And what's more, you would have avoided those unlucky things and you might have even opened up the path to lucky experiences. You might have noticed a £20 note on the floor, or maybe you might have noticed that there was a rainbow because the rain had stopped. You avoided the puddle, you didn't step in it, the rain has stopped, and now you're seeing the rainbow. So you just need to relax. It opens you up for noticing other things. And the final point within this first principle is that you need to create these new experiences. So how are you going to be lucky if you're just doing the same thing day in, day out? You're not really opening yourself out. Maybe you're meeting new people, maybe you are relaxed, but if those new people invite you to go abseiling and you say no, you're kind of blocking your blessings here. And of course, it's great to have all of your new friends and have them arranging new experiences for you. But sometimes you need to be the one to take the initiative and create these new experiences. Make a list of all of the things you want to do. A pottery class, wine and painting. These are things I want to do. Travel abroad solo, go to the spa. Make a list of them and every week roll a dice, whatever number the dice lands on, pick it up on your list, and that's what you're going to do. You have to swear to yourself you're going to do it. And that way you're definitely going to create new experiences. Kind of like inch your way forward, inch your way out there into the new world. Do what you feel comfortable with. Maybe if you can, just push the boundaries a little bit and until you can kind of embrace things a bit more fully. You're going to put yourself into a situation where lucky things can happen. You don't believe me yet? Okay, I think we need to move on to the next principles and maybe you will start to believe me. So principle number 2 is to listen to your lucky feeling. Listen to that lucky hunch, that gut feeling that you have inside. So many of us spend an age weighing up the pros and cons, thinking about things like, oh, a money factor, or oh, how versatile is this one going to be, or is this going to be a good option, is that going to be a good option, and you're ignoring the feelings that you have inside about it in favor of what you think is logic. Now, I have been in situations like that where I spent ages choosing something only to feel so unhappy with what I've ended up choosing in the end. I look back and I think, you know, I should have just gone with what I felt like. It's very hard to feel unlucky if you have just gone with a hunch. You feel unlucky when you spend so long considering it, and then you feel you've made the wrong decision and you wasted all of that time and you must be so silly, you must be so dumb because you've chosen the wrong thing. Scrap all of that. Bring it back down to basics. Bring it back to you. If you have a hunch about it, somewhere in your head, go with it. There's probably a reason why that hunch is there. Some piece of information that's locked in the back of your head that you can't quite reach in the moment, but it's telling you, choose this. Don't talk yourself out of it. You have to trust yourself. So this can apply to big and small things. Like I might get asked a question on a pub quiz and I have a hunch that it's this one, but I'm kind of letting someone talk me out of it. I'm talking myself out of it. We go with that and then it's wrong and it's what I thought it was. Because it turns out I watched that movie when I was 6 years old or something and I knew what it was. Who knows? But it could come down to something really serious. Like you know in your gut, it's a relationship. You're seeing red flags. You know that they're red flags, but you don't trust yourself. And now you feel like you're trapped in this relationship and you feel that it's horrible and you're so unlucky. Okay, so I have some tips for you to help you get more in touch with your intuition. It's because some of us don't have it. Like some of us don't feel it. We don't have any kind of gut feeling. It's very hard to hear that inner voice. If you want to get more in touch with your intuition, I would encourage you to meditate. You need to find a quiet place where you can really get in touch with yourself. Slow down your breathing, lay down, allow yourself to let go and feel that force inside. And this is a practice. You have to get good at this. This is going to help you connect with your subconscious brain and your gut and your lucky hunches. So now that we have an intuition that we can connect with, I want to teach you how you can listen to it. So first of all, if you have to make a decision fast, my tip is to do ip dip do. Now that sounds really silly, but I've been doing ip dip do since I was a kid. And if you don't know what it is, it goes ip dip do, cat's done a poo, dog's got the chicken pox, out goes you. Something like that. Like you could do it if you had 5 things and you would just keep going, out goes you, out goes you, out goes you. If you have 2, then it's just out goes you and it's gone. That game can be used if you really don't care between 2 options. Out goes you, okay, bye, done. But ever since I was a kid, I used that game to help me connect with my intuition. For some reason, when I was a little kid, I decided that's how I wanted to play the game. And I'm so glad that I did because it helped me make so many decisions in a way that helped me feel so much more lucky. So instead of just playing the game and saying out goes you, I would do it and then I would feel what the reaction was in my gut immediately. Like what was the split-second reaction that I had when it was out goes you? Did I feel regret? Did I want to keep this one? Because sometimes you don't know until it's taken away. So I would play it, out goes you, and I'd be like, oh, and that would make me realize I wanted this one and I would keep this one. So that game is really useful for helping you decide between a bunch of things that you don't really care about, but it's also great at helping you realize whether or not you do care about something, and it helps you choose the one that you want. But on a deeper level, if we don't want to play ip dip do, the other technique you can use is the man in the cave. But it requires you to kind of go to a quiet place, calm down, slow down your breathing, and now imagine walking into a cave and finding an old man sitting inside the cave. He asks you, what do you want and why do you want it? He says, tell me about how each of these options makes you feel. It helps you get in touch with how these things make you feel, and it helps you make a decision that you can stand by, that you can feel happy with. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, it's what you wanted, and that's what counts. It's very hard to feel unlucky when you've gone with your heart. Okay, so the third principle then is that lucky people expect to be lucky. Okay, so in the book, they say that lucky people's expectations of the future helps them achieve their dreams and ambitions. So what does that mean? Okay, so right now I just want to mention a quote. This is from Tennessee Williams, who said, "Luck is believing you're lucky." And I stand by it, because that's really kind of the first point under this principle. And that's that you have to believe that you're lucky. You have to tell yourself that you're lucky, and you have to affirm it every day. And this is another thing that I've been doing since a young age that no one really ever told me to do. I'm not gonna lie, I remember being kind of a depressed kid. Like, I was a depressed kid, I was very sad, I was very angsty through my teenage years as well. I kind of grew up thinking that we were unlucky because the situation in which I grew up in, it wasn't the best, and my mum would always sort of say, "We're so hard on our luck." She would talk about this family curse. I kind of grew up believing that, you know, we're not lucky people, you know, things don't really go our way, and that's just how it's going to be in life. And I really did not know what life was going to have in store for me, and I don't know what inspired this change in my mindset. I really don't know what it was, but yeah, I do just remember one day deciding that I was going to be lucky. I'm so glad that that change happened within me, because that is really the driving force behind so much of what I've gone on to achieve. And that leads me to the next point, that lucky people attempt to achieve their goals even if their chances of success seem slim, and they persevere in the face of failure. So when we're talking about these slim chances of success, think about something as simple as the lottery. How many people do you know that never buy a lottery ticket because they think they're so unlucky? They look at the lucky girl and they say, "Wow, she's so lucky, she always wins prizes." Make it make sense. You have to believe that you're in with a chance of winning. You have to believe that you're lucky, even if the chances of success seem small. You have to put yourself in the game. And sometimes things are a lot more complex than the lottery. I remember when I was doing my A-levels, I went to a pretty poor school. It was failing Ofsted. A lot of people weren't getting even passing grades. And I was lucky because I was deemed to be intelligent. So they were putting a lot of focus on me to help me go on to my A-level and everything. A lot of focus that they weren't putting on the other kids. So that in itself was lucky. When I was going on to look at sixth forms and I was looking at my A-levels and things, I wanted to do a maths A-level. But the grade that I had from this other school wasn't very good, and this school was kind of looking at, they were like, "Oh, are you sure you want to do a maths A-level, because it's really hard and we don't think that, considering your grades from here, we don't think you're gonna." And I was like, I believed in myself and I believed that I could do it. I had a lot of obstacles in the way. They were telling me things like, "Well, if you do this, you're gonna have to work really hard. You're not gonna have time for a job." And I was thinking, okay, well, I need a job. I need to work, because again, I came from kind of an underprivileged background. So I needed to work throughout my studying. Like, you know, I had a lot of obstacles in the way, and I just thought, I'm gonna do this. So I convinced them to let me do a maths A-level, and I did it, and it was fine. And I worked my butt off over here to take myself to the next level. So I was very lucky, but I also worked very hard. And then when I went off to university, the university that I went to was full of private school kids. I guess I just felt very lucky to be there. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you can combine luck with hard work and perseverance, you are well on your way to success. Don't give up when things get hard. Take a break, reassess, come back at it from a new angle, and try again. You have to do what it takes to make your dreams come true, because you believe in your heart that they will. This is the basis for things like manifesting and vision boarding. And this is why it's so important to truly believe that you're lucky. So going back to the previous point and that quote from Tennessee Williams, because you, on your journey, during all of this hard work and during all of this perseverance, you are going to have knockbacks. You're going to have things that push you back down, and you have to believe in the end goal. You have to believe that you are going to be lucky in future, that you are lucky now, and that things are going to work out. This is going to be your driving force that's going to keep you going. Okay, so principle number 4 to become a lucky girl, okay? Not just it girl, not just that girl. You are gonna become that lucky girl, okay? So in the book, they say that lucky people are able to turn their bad luck into good fortune. The first point under this principle is that lucky people are able to see the positive side to their bad fortune. They're able to see that silver lining. So there was a study that they talk about in the book. It kind of recorded the reactions of athletes who had won silver medals versus bronze medals. They found that the people who won bronze medals tended to be happier than the ones who had won silver medals. And why? It's because the bronze medalists could see that they had gotten up onto the podium and they'd gotten a medal when comparatively they could have been 4th place and they could have been forgotten about. No medal, go home, bye-bye. They realized, wow, if I had been a second slower, I wouldn't be here. Wow, I'm so lucky to be here. The people on silver, they're standing right next to gold and they're thinking, if only I ran a second faster, I could have had gold. It's that comparison, right? It's the way that you frame your fortune in your mind. This is why I've always believed that it's a good idea to step outside of your bubble. Go and see the world. Gain a perspective for how the global population lives. Read newspapers, talk to people. You have to be able to gain a perspective on a broader scale than what you naturally have. Like, I'm pretty sure when I was a kid, I would have been really upset about the fact, oh, we didn't have this, we didn't have that. Now, looking back, I just think we were fine. We were totally fine. When I have this biggest perspective, I just think we were so lucky. And under this point is really where gratitude plays a big part. So I'm sure there's a million videos on gratitude out there, but I'm really only going to talk about gratitude under this point because it's so important. You need to be able to recognize the blessings that you've had in life. I have a journal and I journal like a couple times a week, and for a long time I was gratitude journaling, but I also recently started luck journaling. So I'll do a few bullet points of what I'm grateful for this week, and then underneath that I'll do a few bullet points about what I feel has been lucky for me this week. And that really helps you to keep on track of all of the things and all of the ways that you have been lucky that you might have otherwise missed. And you know what? I encourage you to talk about all of the times that you've been lucky in life, because we as people, as a society, tend to be geared towards the negative. You see it all the time. People in our society don't really talk about nice things very much. So I encourage you to be that person that walks into the office and is talking about all the luck you've had that morning. You might get a few dodgy looks. You might have people thinking, who is this girl? Wow, the sun is always shining on her. Wow, she's so lucky all the time. Yes, you are. Because you have lucky girl syndrome, excuse you. But in this cycle of talking about all of the positive things that have happened, you are expressing gratitude. You are encouraging these things to happen to you again. You are noticing these positive things happening to you. You are encouraging more of them. You are showing gratitude towards them. And you're just being a bright and positive force. The next point under this principle is that lucky people always believe that bad fortune will work out for them in the end. Sometimes in life, we're thrown into situations that seem horribly unfortunate. But in times like that, I really have to remind myself that the universe has my back. And if you're religious, then you'll have a similar thought process. I'll get through this and things are going to be better for me on the other side. And that belief system just has to be there. Obviously, it's difficult. The worse the situation is, sometimes you're really being tested. However, sometimes it's something like a job interview. You didn't get the job. I am never too upset because I just have to believe there's going to be something better for me around the corner. This was a learning process, something along those lines. And the last point within this principle that lucky people turn their bad luck into good luck is that lucky people take positive steps to avoid further bad fortune. Basically, don't just assume there's nothing you can do about it. I used to be the kind of person, I used to complain every day about how I'd missed the bus. I'm so unlucky because I missed the bus again. I missed it again. It's not my fault. It came like a minute early or something. You know what I needed to do? I needed to just leave earlier for the bus. I needed to just wake up earlier. If somebody tells you you can't do something, prove to them that you can. If you feel like you've been treated unfairly, say something. If you get told that you didn't get the job, don't just never talk to them ever again. Ask them for feedback. Maybe they can tell you why you didn't get the job, and that's something you can work on, and you can walk into the next interview with your head held high and smash it. Okay, so there you have it. You can become a lucky person whose life always seems to be going right for them. Always talking about different lucky breaks they've had. They're talking about a prize they won. They're talking about an opportunity they were given. Well, now that can be you. Congrats, you've officially caught yourself a case of lucky girl syndrome. Go forth and spread it in the world. All right, so that is everything from me today. I know this video is like quite different to what I usually make because I'm usually making like hair care or something like that, but I just really wanted to talk about this because honestly I loved this book. I have always felt like a lucky person, but it was nice just to see it in the book and have some concrete examples, and it definitely did add a few things to my life as well. Like the luck journaling I think has been really, really important. So definitely go back through this video, make notes. I'll leave the book linked down below so you guys can check it out. It's really quick and easy to read. I think I read it in like a couple of days on holiday. If you guys would like to see more content like this, let me know. So you definitely got to give me some feedback because I have no idea. Make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications, get me on Instagram, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!